Hey you guys, it's Daniela back here with Rap Geekz. We're on another episode, and today's special guests are Joe, Chris, and Jimmy.
Yeah, thank you for having us here.
Thanks for letting us come out.
What's going on, you guys? How y'all feeling today?
Feeling good. Had a day off of work and able to come out here and hang out with you guys. It's a good day.
I feel horrible.
Why?
I got the Johnson and Johnson shot.
Oh man, you get blood clots.
So yeah. Hey, I'm only one clot away from heaven. You know.
Yeah.
Right, baby.
Life sucks. I'm ready to go. I had to run. I'm on the Daniela show.
Oh no, not
bang.
even.
Yeah.
So these guys are a jack of all trades. You guys do a little bit of everything, but it seems to be very precise. So like you know what you're doing. So who is the producer and who is so you're the gym owner, I believe, right?
Gabe Bernal's not here right now, but
okay.
So we have a partnership for the movie that we'll probably get into that. But the producer, the creator here is a goddamn Joe, Chris.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Enjoy making this music here. Started out with a few years ago, actually working on music, maybe, man, I have to say like 2001 when I first started, but had trials and tribulations of life, stopped and just picked it back up last August or so, and doing it for Movida, which is the movement, which is a gym held up by my cousin, Texas Hard Hitters, Gabe Bernal, big shout out. He came to me one day and was like, hey man, what do you think about me starting this boxing gym? And I want to know if it's something you think I should do. And I was like, man, shoot for it, bro. Like, do it. So he did it, and then so forth. And then I came to him and was like, man, I want to get back into making some music. And what do you think about me making a song for your gym? And he was like, hell yeah. He goes, man, I got this new artist who's up and coming. He's been coming to my gym to work out. Y'all know him as Bo Bundy.
Oh, yeah.
So he's came out, and him and Isaiah De Leon were both working out at his gym, which started out as just a recreational thing. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, yeah.
Stay in shape.
Yeah, I see.
And I was like, hey, look, just hit him up, man, see what he'll do. And yeah, man, big shout out to Bo and Isaiah. We worked on this song called Movida, which actually has a video out for it. Wow. And that was probably one of the that was actually the first song for the gym that we created, and it's
like a theme song.
Yeah, it's for the whole family, for boxing, and started the movement for the Latinos. Like it was just a big thing that was like, here we come. And my biggest thing was being able to get like certain age groups and certain people from different cultures to be able to display their knowledge and lyrics into what Movida was meant into them. And if you listen to the song, each one of them kind of have
I really wish there was some marketing that would have taken place for that song, even now, because everybody that hears it nowadays is saying, wow, this song speaks to me. I was one that when I first, I met Joe, Chris, and Gabe probably 20 so years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a kid.
We've known each other for a while.
I was actually, I was younger than they were. So I always looked up to them. They were like the cool guys, the tough ones, and so from day one, I always looked up to them. And then when I heard the song, it kind of spoke to me saying, man, these guys are really pushing for a pro-Latino movement. And so, I mean, there's plenty of groups out there. You got your Lulacs or whoever's that aren't doing much.
Right.
And within their sandbox, they were trying to promote youth and whether it was in boxing. I mean, I ran into Isaiah the other day, De Leon at the gym, and the kid can fight. Like I mean, as much as he can rap, he can fight. And he came to the gym after the video shoot. And so when I ran into Gabe again during COVID, it was the gym was kind of everybody's quarantining and whatnot, and I wanted to take my son, so he gave me a moment to bring my kid out there, and that's how I got involved. I just loved what they were doing with it, and I felt that maybe I could add some value, and so that's kind of how then we all started getting together, and everybody kind of had a strong point in their lives where they could, Joe with the music, Gabe with the science of fighting. And then I just kind of make things look cool. I put stickers on everything.
He glued everything together.
So you're kind of like the manager behind it.
Yeah,
all.
he is. He don't want to accept it, but he is.
I make pretty shirts.
Hey, a conglomerate. We're a conglomerate.
We're a conglomerate.
Yeah.
You designed this shirt?
No,
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 no.
no.
I would have put more gold in it. I'm real like flashy. and all that
Oh,
stuff.
you're that
Yeah.
guy.
Black and gold, man.
Oh,
It's the
man.
golden standard. It's the way we build. I'm actually a home builder. That's what I
Right.
do. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. So Gabe is the
The-
owner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
and the head trainer.
Well, he and I are partners on the management of the fighters.
Okay.
So and but he has a face for TV, but he
Okay.
does not like to be on camera. I don't know why. He's just he's one of those guys. You know,
Camera shy? Or?
he lets his legacy speak for him.
Oh, really?
You know,
Okay.
he helps others and doesn't want any credit for it. I mean,
Wow,
it's a trait that, you know, he's a selfless person. You know,
Right.
he keeps all of us together. You know, we all came probably for him, and so you know, well, I call him the metal. So he's the main guy.
Yeah, and this is the big reason we're here today is just to be able to keep pushing the vision he's had like since the beginning, and he's incorporated us in it. And I think it's important that everybody gets to hear what we do, the platform we make for these young kids to come out and do what they have to do, in the opportunity, whether it's music, it's fighting, whatever you want to do. If you need to talk to us or
We
whatever.
want to learn to trade. You know, we've had guys that went from the gym and actually went to go work on my crews, and then they said, you know, I'm going back to school. It's kind of hard. You know, I'm going back to do something else. And but at the end of the day, he's one that has always put himself second. I mean, whether it's even I mean, I've seen him make nutrition plans for people
Wow.
and cook him out of his, you know, out of his own place and say, here, I'm gonna take all the no's away. So he takes all the no's away so you can succeed. So if you don't succeed, it's because you didn't want to. It isn't because you didn't have everything given to you.
Exactly.
So he's definitely you know, hey, engineer applause.
Man, so all of you have been friends for quite some time,
Yes.
and all of you are from Houston?
East side.
Yes, Eastside Houston.
Wow. And y'all grew up
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
around each other or with each other?
Pretty much. So I'm from El Dorado. Gabe's from North Shore, which is all on the east side of town. You know, I same neighborhood as Big Chew.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so me and Big Chew have known each other.
I'm from Jacinto City, moved to North Shore, and so Gabe and them were the first people that kind of took me in. So I was that's how I got there.
How long has the gym been around?
It's been around for, I want to say 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Wow.
The new branding going from Texas Heritage to Movida has been about a two year deal that's been going on, and it's been, you know, we've done all kinds of new things, and you know, it's sky's the limit. We're even thinking of at some point, you know, having auxiliary gyms, because I know that all the good we're doing for people in Porter, Texas, there's someone in Jacinto City that might need that. There's someone on, you know, there's someone
who can't get there, you know,
Right.
because we have a lot to offer. Gabe does. Gabe has a lot to offer for kids who need that foundation.
So there are plans to extend.
Yes.
What?
We're actually looking at, on 99. There's these new buildings that just went up, and we're talking about trying to get a location there right across from Regal. Regal Cinemas it hasn't even opened yet, so we're bidding on a location to try to our second facility. 99 in Rayford.
Okay.
That's in the Spring area, Bender's Landing area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I've been driving by that place while they were building it. I actually bid on building part of the interior of the theater, and so you know,
You're
there's
the
two
manager
locations.
over here managing.
That's what he does.
There's two locations that are still up for grabs, and we're
Okay.
hoping if we can get one of them, you know, maybe have more of a I'm thinking more feminine on that one. It would be more of a fitness circuit, fitness self defense for women,
Okay.
and because at the grindhouse, you know, it's we call it the dungeon. Whenever we go in there at the Movida gym, it's all work, no play, and it's not for everybody.
What side of town is like Gabe's gym at?
Porter, Texas.
Yeah, Kingwood, right at the edge
Mhm.
of Kingwood and Porter, right there off
Oh,
494, I believe, the loop.
Yeah, 59 in 1314 area.
Okay. So it's more of like just a male based.
No. My daughter, she's 12. She's 13 now. She fights there. We have Alaya
Wow,
fighting
okay.
there. She's 19, going pro this year. We have a lot of females in there. It's but there's just so many people that are joining that we're gonna need more space.
Right.
Yeah, because it's some good stuff that Gabe's putting down. So I want everybody to get a piece of it.
How do you know when someone's ready to fight?
They actually, I mean, You
Because you
want
have to
to?
train and practice, you
I think
know?
fitness
Yeah.
fitness is key.
I think it comes though with the mentality. Like
Okay.
you just have, if someone comes in and says they're ready to fight and yet they're scared to spar, like you
That's
can't be
the
afraid to get hit. You know, you kind of come, to me, lack of a better term, I think most boxers do have a little mental, like just
they're
definitely the
they're, they're little,
toughness and a
can we
little
cuss on here?
different,
A little different.
little
They were
different.
that kid in school.
Yeah, because you have to be. You have to
Right.
be have that edge and anxiety that makes you drive to the next level, and
Ooh,
you can
okay.
see that when you talk to people or you know it. And Gabe definitely, that's what he
In the
does. He
words of
picks it out.
Gabe, if to get punched in the face, you got to be a little fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he Joe Chris is always like the
yeah.
Are y'all getting punched in the face?
hey, my christening was Gabe punching me in the face. He said, "Hey, I'm only gonna use my jab," so I go spar with him. I'm like, "Okay, cool." He's only gonna use his jab. It was immediate. Bop. I'm like, "You were gonna use it."
Oh.
So my profile picture for a while was a busted lip. Like, yeah,
Oh
welcome
my
to Movida. You know,
gosh.
my
but
my job is, I am on the ring side for most of the fights of the pro fighters, so I do try to. I'm kind of, I guess, the level-headed guy who I see things as a third party
Mhm.
because I'm not with the fighters like Gabe is 24/7. So when we go into the ring, I'm pretty calm and just view the whole thing. So I try to make sure that nobody acts out of hand because I know you guys have seen corners fighting corners, and I'm not gonna get in there. We're doing heavyweight fights. I'm not getting in there with
you just gotta
these
jump
big
on their
guys. I'm just like,
back.
hey, y'all back up. It's not what we do. We're professionals. So
Have y'all ever
He
had
calms
to-
us down.
no, thank God.
Well, there was an episode. It could have been something.
Yeah.
It could have been something. I'm gonna talk about it. Can I
Let's
make
talk
you
about
blush?
it.
Can
Go
I make you
ahead.
blush? All right, so we're in Guntersville, Alabama.
Uh-huh.
So that's if you watch Netflix, that's Meth Mountain. That's
Okay.
there's a show about it, and so I think we saw one police officer the whole time, and he was
Yeah, and he was my roommate.
Oh my god.
we took him. We took the one police officer. He's one of our coaches. Shouts
Okay.
out to Chris Argueta.
Yeah,
He's
man.
he's like is it Harris County?
Yeah, sheriff.
He's a sheriff. So he's been training a lot of our guys. He's actually grew up fighting, and he's fought with some world class athletes. And now he gives back to the kids, and he works all day, comes back, and he trains the kids. But we're at the fight, and we walked into hostile territory, so
Mhm.
we're supposed to lose. They picked us because they said, "Oh, this guy's hasn't fought in 2 or 3 years. There's no way he can beat the 6'7" giant."
Right.
We go to the weigh-ins, and besides us, I think there was like one other Hispanic there, which
The
was
guy who owned the
Big
building.
Brown. They call
Yeah.
him Big Brown. Is he's actually gonna make his pro debut for UFC or for MMA
Wow.
this year, and so he allowed us in. I mean, he saw another Hispanic, he probably ain't seen one in years because it's Guntersville, Alabama.
Right.
He's like, "Hey, ven pa aquí, are we related?" We're like, "We probably are, bro."
We
You know,
are
yeah, we're
related.
always related. And so he let us in there, and it was funny that the other camp was staring at us a little bit like
Oh,
sizing us
look at
up.
these little Mexicans coming in.
Right.
Look
But then
Little
but-
Mexicans.
so this little Mexican was it was eating wings on the road with the other little Mexican. We call him Silverback.
Everyone's a little Mexican here.
Chris is short, but he's as short as he is. He's wide, man. He's just
Oh, man.
he's a massive dude. And so my daughter's with us, and we have our cab driver. She's like a 6'7" girl. Yeah, she's huge. And then so Gabe says, "Hey, man, they got all their friends over here. You want y'all to come over here too? Because it's just Kiki and me and Shane." I said, "All right, let's go." Mind you, we're dressed up like cartel. We're all black and gold. We got
Dang.
gator.
Everyone's all scared of y'all.
Well, we got gators, covering our face. And my daughter makes a lot of our stuff, so she had made these new gators that have like a old English name, said "Movida" all down your face, and we're all black and gold.
Man.
And I remember this
Your favorite colors?
yeah, black and gold or white and gold. But
She knows what it's about.
so one of the guys actually says, "Hey man, hey that dude you fighting, he's with a bunch of essays." Hey, and it was almost like it messed with his mind, like, "Oh, why are Mexicans backing up this brother? Like, what's going on? That
Right.
is not normal." They're like, "Oh man, I don't know." And then
These essays.
so we get
I
so-
haven't heard that in a long time.
so I hear this, right, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna play this so good." So I go back. I'm going through all my luggage, and I get these Stingray boots, and I get this belt buckle, and I played the part. I mean, I looked like I was El Chapo's nephew.
Wait, you like carry the stuff around with you?
Well, I carried boots because I just do. I carry a pair of boots. I don't know. I'm from Texas. I carry a pair
Right.
of boots, but the way I put the outfit together, it wasn't meant to be that way.
You
All I
was
needed
looking
was
like an essay.
I needed a golden gun is all I needed.
Oh
But
man.
but yeah, so we get in there, we win the fight 49 seconds.
Oh,
Second
man.
knockout.
TKO.
Yeah, TK. The guy got Bambi legs, couldn't get up. And so our
Dang.
fighter, is excited. He hasn't felt glory in 3 years. He became a father and is working hard every day. And then he gets back into boxing. So he goes back into boxing and knocks this guy out that's been clearly talking. I mean, for 220 people were just sitting there calling him I think they called him a thigh from KFC. Said that his body looked like a chicken thigh. I mean, just they were just bashing us, and then he gets
I'll tell
knocked
you where
out.
they had it wrong. They planned their after party before the fight.
They invited us
The
to it
victory after party.
before we, yeah.
Man, so just kind of like throwing y'all down before you
Yeah,
even get
yeah.
a
Before we
chance.
can get there, and then our fighter just knocks him out.
And then our fighter squats down and says, "Come on, let's go to the party. Let's go
Right?
to the
Am
party."
I invited to the after party?
And
So
then he's starting to go to the corner, and so
That's
Joe's like, "Yo, hey, we don't act that way. You gotta chill. You gotta chill real quick because the other party, we're in another state, and it's
Right.
only, and I don't know how to fight, so I'll put that out there now.
yeah. I just had to grab him. I pulled him back, and it was just like, hey, look, we're good, man. You spoke with your hands. You don't have to say anything else. That's it. You did your
Right.
part. That's what we're here for. We're
Because
professionals.
they were looking for a rematch after the fight. Yeah, so
And like even the whole fans were kind of taunting a little bit, like upset that their main fighter
Got knocked out by a
lost.
Texan.
Yeah,
yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah,
We fight
yeah.
down here. I was fighting on the way here. I was like, this girl like swerved in front of me, and I'm like filming at the same time. I have like a tripod in my car, like filming, and I'm like honking. I'm like, get out of my way, and I'm just like, I will fight you.
There is no punks in
I'm like
Texas.
little. Yeah, no, we fight down here.
road rage is real.
Yep, yep.
But I guess that really shows like true fighters that sometimes you don't even need training. It's just the fight is naturally within you. Do you see
We call
that?
it the dog in the fight.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that can be trained, 1-2, 1-2, but unless you can take a punch and keep calm and sit and sit back and continue to fight, to unleash your attack, you're not gonna do well in boxing. You were asking, how do you know someone's ready? And it goes right back to sparring because there's if I go to any gym right now and I say, hey, I got mitts, who wants to catch mitts? I got a line down. Every kid in there wants to catch mitts. They want to show off, they want to show me what they can do, but the mitts don't really hit back. But if you say who wants to spar, all of a sudden I got homework. I got
Right.
and it's
Everyone backs
but then
up.
there's other kids and I'm fortunate that my daughter's this way, but she comes home mad and says, "Man, they didn't let us spar today. I want to spar." So why don't you spar with me, Dad? I'm like, I don't want to spar you, little girl. What if you hit me hard? Like
Right.
I don't, and I get mad and I hit you back. But no,
Right.
but no, it's definitely something that it's just either in you or it's not, and you'll find boxing's either gonna sparring and fighting is either gonna increase the flame or put it out. When you get hit, it's either gonna increase the want for glory or it's gonna turn it off.
Have you seen people come in and just like walk out because they thought they could do that and go professional? Or is it every single time somebody walks in, they're serious?
It happens.
I
Keep it like that. It
I
happens.
personally
Yeah.
have experienced it myself. I walked in one day and said, "Hey, I want to go pro before because I've done everything else everything I've ever put in front of me, I accomplished. And so I said that's gonna be my next goal, just because I'm gonna do it." And then Gabe starts doing the fitness part of it. I said, I can't even get through a workout. How the heck am I gonna get through a fight? And so we're working on that. It might still, but I walked out. I said, I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna go get Gatorade and make shirts. That's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go find new paint for the walls because I was like, I need to help somehow because it ain't fighting. That ain't for me.
But yeah, it happens. We'll just
Yeah.
there's people just not cut for that. There's just folks who just don't do it. So, but Gabe definitely has the answers to that a little more than we
And he'll
do.
shoot you straight. That's the one thing that that's all you can ask out of someone is say, hey, just don't lie to me. Don't let me get in and get beat up. Like, tell me, do I have it? And a lot of times, just say, hey, look, man, as an amateur that goes out and maybe whatever you might be able to do something, but I don't really see. I don't think you'll be successful in the sport.
Being a professional athlete is a lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like with any career, it has to be a lifestyle. So like, you see these kids come in and then they start to change because they fall in love with that fight behind them that they have naturally that comes out, and it's like they start eating a particular type of way. They start training a particular type of way. You start to see the drive Do you normally see that in the people who come in and you feel like, okay, they're not going to be that?
No, I think a lot of folks don't have discipline.
Okay.
And that's a
Mhm.
reason a lot of them come in too, because some of them don't have that structure at home. And Gabe, this is where the movement actually started, was being able to give kids who don't have that structure at home, being able to give them a platform that they can have to see that they want to come and do something every day. And he's taken some fighters that have been that he's worked with and say, hey, let's see if you got the amateur uh, ability to get out there and perform in amateurs. But a lot of them, like, they maybe all they want to do is show up and work out and get with the camaraderie that's in the gym, and that's fine too, as long as we know we're doing our part to keep a lot of these kids off the street and stuff, and give them a place that they could call home.
You ever see somebody come in and just be like, I just want to work out, blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
all of a sudden they're like, you're like, dude, this is the guy.
Yeah, we call them unicorns. They walk into your gym and you're like, oh my god, he came. He's a winner out of the box. Like we don't.
Wow.
All we got to do is have him, put on a pair of shorts
Yeah.
and you go out there. And we're fortunate. We've had we have some of those in the gym. There are also a lot of people that come in there that have zero expectation. So I always tell them I'm more of a glasses half full kind of guy. So I tell them, hey, you got nothing to lose but everything to gain. I mean, if you walk out right now, you're not gonna win anything.
Right.
But I mean, if you try it, you're not gonna lose anything. You're still gonna, the worst thing that can happen is you might know how to throw a punch.
Mhm.
And so we have seen where sometimes and I've noticed it more with my little girl. She walks in there and I told her one day, I said, hey, why don't you hang out with the new girl that just showed up? She's like, Dad, she's not serious. I said, what do you mean she's not serious? She doesn't have she doesn't have her hair up.
It takes one to know one.
She I
It
said
takes one to know one.
I was like, wow, it's you almost felt, the joke whenever there's when they go, the essays got on sneakers,
Yeah,
or what are
boots,
the boots,
boots.
essays got on boots in jail, and
Essays got
everybody's
on
running
boots.
around getting scared. She's like, she don't got her hair up, she ain't gonna fight. I was like, oh, I was
Dang.
like, okay. And this is a 12-year-old just talking
Right.
about a 16-year-old, like, nah, she ain't gonna do nothing. Just like, but that's just, that's the difference between a 4-month trained person and a fresh coming in the door. And it's beautiful to see that, to to
Transition.
to see them kind of, all of that self-esteem, just believing in themselves. And I mean, they start getting a little cocky. At some point you got to humble them down, but it's beautiful to see a kid that has his eyes are always fixed to the ground, won't look at you, mumbles their words, to all of a sudden saying, hey, we actually didn't do this, I still need to get this done in my workout. And I mean, they start being little adults, and it's just a beautiful thing to see.
In all
Yeah,
ages.
yeah,
You
yeah.
see
All
that.
ages.
Yeah.
Wow, amen. So let's jump. I know we're getting like so serious into the topic. So you with your music on so Joe Chris,
Yes.
um, like where did you begin?
So it started, I have to say, maybe seventh grade. I actually was a DJ for my middle school.
No
So
way.
the affinity for music grew since seventh grade. I would DJ our little school parties here and there, and it lasted up to maybe my freshman year,
Hmm.
where I would DJ. And then one day, it just kind of was like, man, I want to try and do this, but of course I couldn't afford anything. So most of the time I would not beatbox, but I would play, drums, or always beat on the table and have friends that would just rap. But it wasn't until later, maybe like 2001, where I actually decided to invest in myself and figure it out. Never had any proper training. Just bought my first keyboard, learned how to sequence on it, do my thing, make some tracks, work here and there. Then I linked up with these guys that knew how to sing and rap, and I just started making tracks and really working on a crap. I mean, I'm sure if I go back and listen, it sounds like, pots and pans and very basic. But I met up with these other artists that today I still, my circle is very small.
Hmm.
Um, my whole envision when I did start music was, again, to create a platform for people who want to get heard, and also enjoy coming in with talent that you both coming up together,
Right.
versus being out there. Yeah, we all want to be out there and go make tracks for Jay-Z or this and that. But
And do it on your own as well.
yeah, yeah. And I think it's, Gabe and I are from the same cloth of that way, being that we like to be able to say that we have our hands on this from the bottom. And today, I still have those artists, which are Rizzle OD, T King, Big Said, and Marky Malice. Marky Malice is a cousin-in-law of mine. He's basically with us on this podcast we do, but I started linking up again with the gym, and we got back into the music game with the Movida song. And Gabe and I decided to put a project together that we named after our grandfather.
Oh wow.
Yeah, his nickname was Schoolboy
Hmm.
in school. He's a big influence on our virtues of what Gabe and I believe in, and how our work ethic proceeds till today. And we decided to do this project together, and we brought on maybe about three or four different artists, and it was kind of like, let's try this, let's see what happens, and then boom, and then working with several artists, and different calls started coming in from different artists who need tracks, who wanted me to help them with their EPs, and those EPs haven't dropped yet, and I'm still working with them.
Hmm.
And then I'm got with Big Chew,
I know
and
Big Chew.
yeah, man, Big Chew, big
He's
shout
real
out.
cool. Yeah, big shout out to you, bro.
And we've been wanting to work together, and we had this song called Raza.
Uh huh.
And Big Chew and I have had this song maybe for, man, I've probably had the track. We probably had maybe a little bit less than a year.
Uh huh.
And he hit me up and was like, "Yo, I let Low G listen to it." He goes, and Low G says he
He's real
has,
cool.
yeah. He
Yeah.
said Low G has to be on this. And big shout out to Low G. He's good people.
I'm a Hondurans out there.
Yeah. And so Low G, we finally met. So Low G and I didn't meet until the video shoot.
Okay.
And since then, Low G and I have almost talked every day
Wow.
since the video shoot. He hits me up, I hit him up, questions, whatever he answers, and vice versa. And I hit up. I wanted to be able to get a bunch of crowds, so I called on Isaiah De Leon, who does have a younger fan base.
He is from Northside, isn't he?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he's from my family's neck of the woods.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
Big
saw
shout
his
out.
face. I was like, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, so him and I have done work together too. He has a song called
Really?
Malandro that I produce that
Okay.
also has a video that he went out to California to go and do this
Wow.
video and the song. Very good song. He's giving me another platform with, again, different artists,
Right.
different age group, different artists. I'm an older gentleman who I love music. And back to the subject. So working with Low G is bringing even more folks coming into my future pathway of music. God willing, things keep going forward to be able to bring us into it.
Right.
It's
It's
not
almost a
about me.
calling.
Yeah,
He
it's
always says us, but he won't put me on a song.
Well, they won't put you in the boxing ring either.
Yeah.
You're gonna get knocked out, bro.
Man, Jesus, no love. But yeah, so I actually built my own studio just so I could get on a song.
Man.
And then
Oh,
we
I
just-
thought it was for the podcast.
Well, it turned into that because we realized I can't sing either. So,
Oh man.
but I can build it.
Yeah. So working this song has really opened up new barriers, new doors. It's actually got me in connections with you and with
Mhm.
Big Chew has also sent me this way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's how I linked up with you guys and wanted to just get the message out that it's about more than just us. It's about everybody.
Right.
The movement, and we titled the song Raza versus La Raza
Mhm.
for the fact that it's every race. We're not just
Right.
gonna singular out one
Just
race.
our people, right?
Everybody
Yeah.
goes through what we've all go through and gone through. It doesn't matter what your color is.
I mean, recently, the Asian community's dealing with it. I mean,
It's just terrible.
yeah,
And
I
it's
mean, hate's just ugly.
right. And it's just mind blowing how all of a sudden everything has just been put to the surface, right? So everybody is just like, oh, this is happening. That it's like these things have been happening for so long.
Yeah.
As Apple iPhone. It's all the smartphones. It's the media.
Everybody
outlets,
has a camera now.
and everything go
knows
live.
about it.
And
Yeah.
everything go live too. And six degrees of separation, you're able to get your message out there. I mean, almost within hours, the whole world can know what's going on if it's big enough story.
With the artists you've worked with so far, have any of them come across experiencing like racism in just like
Oh,
a
yeah.
terrible way that's
Yeah,
impacted their life?
So I have a guy I've worked with named Rizzle OD.
Okay.
He's gone through some stuff. I don't really want to talk about, but he actually has music out that speaks about the stuff he's gone through.
Okay.
He has videos out. Song called "I Can't Breathe." Actually was kind of recorded as soon as George Floyd's thing came out.
Hmm.
Um, he has a big platform coming out too. Another thing is I would have to say that most of us have gone through certain things. You know, we're all victims to certain situations that come out. And for me, it's not about moaning or groping on that situation. It's about knowing where you stand and being able to move forward and like be bigger than that. Be bigger than that. And I feel like it's it's time that everybody needs to know about us, meaning raza. Like everybody needs to know about what we've gone through, what we go through, and what our parents, their parents, like everybody has gone through. And I think it's that's what's important to me is being able to people to hear our message.
Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is that what spoke to me about his music was that we were in a van for about 2 3 hours driving from that what airport was that? That was it,
Atlanta or
Atlanta, up to this place we're gonna go fight. And he's playing music, and I was like, man, I like that track. He's like, that's mine. This was mine too. I was like, the heck? When did you become a famous rapper?
Right, right.
I was like, what the heck? And so we're on there, and then I'm telling him, man, if you could put this in Spanish, because I have 47 employees, and these guys are like they just got here, some of them, and then these guys are they bust their butts for their families. For I mean, I know a guy that was 16 and now he's 30, but he's built an entire you know thing for his family and has raised kids. I mean, he's a good guy and he busts his butt. And so I was telling him, I was like, there's so if they could hear what you're saying, they would not feel alone. Because I talk to I'll go I spend more time now with the boxing, but for the most part, I would be on the job sites with my guys and we'd eat lunch together, and they're sitting there telling me how they felt that they have to live in the shadows and they have to keep their mouth shut, and if something happens to them, they can't raise their hand because they're afraid of someone asking them where they're from. And then to hear that, they that part of there was a movement going on with music, because it almost encapsulates what's going on, and you got to listen to it, and you got to and it's not going to go away. And so for me, that's also why I was like, there's got I can't just be part of the boxing. I also want to be a part of all of it because it's all good stuff. It's when I remember, I don't know what Gabe will tell you about what Movida meant to him, or Joe will tell you, but for me it was always, if you got one crazy Hispanic, he's a pendejo. You got two of us, it's a movement.
Right.
And it only takes, 2 3 4 people to care about a cause to affect change. And so that's why I'm so happy that even though we met as young men, we all went our own directions. We all started our own families. We all planted our own seeds, and we all built our own little kingdoms. And we're able to come back together and under one umbrella, try to affect change as best as possible. Instead of me going north, them going west or south, we're all walking in the same direction for the same objective, and it's to actually empower our people and empower anyone that is being, well, has a thumb on their neck, and so that they know that they're not alone, and it's not going to happen. And if we need to, raise funds and make events, and heck, if we have to give someone legal aid, whatever it is, we stand up, and we're gonna do our, put up our best fight, because that's all we got is each other.
Right. Do you feel like maybe we didn't speak up before as Hispanics because
I think
maybe
we
we
still
were taught that?
I think we still don't. I
I
think
agree.
I
I
think
think it
that
was a language barrier. A lot of it is they want to say something, but there's no one who can understand them or listen to what's really going on. And like he said, they're afraid to say something because dang, if I say something or even go to the hospital for something,
I
I
mean, I
may I
mean,
may have to go back. You know.
even today it's happening. We talked about it the other day. You and I were talking about the whole the disparity, and people saying that Hispanics sometimes aren't as involved in their children's academics as other races,
Right.
and I think it's by design. If I come over here, legally or illegally, whatever, I'm here and I have a passport. I can use that, or a Mexican consulate card. I can sign my child up for school, but I cannot go in and check them out with that same card, because you need a Texas ID to walk into the school because of the mass shootings.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Everyone tells me that, until I had an employee say, Jimmy, can you go with me? We're gonna add you. An employee's telling me, I want to add you or your wife to come help me pick up my daughter. And it brought, it reminded me of being that kid. And so to know that, you got Joe Chris that's out there. He put himself through school. He's he's made a good life for himself, and that he could say, because a lot this happens a lot. I call them coconuts. There's so many people that they make a good life for themselves, they back out. They say, "Hey, I'm good. I'm not worried about illegal immigration. Stop, build a wall. I'm not,
Mhm.
because they're okay now. It's like
Right.
it doesn't affect me. You know what? It doesn't affect Joe or myself. But we know that we'd be hypocrites if we sit here and act like that's not where I come from.
Right.
Everybody started somewhere, and so that's why I think your music's powerful, man. I wish everybody could hear it.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe soon. Soon. It's gonna be out there soon. We got some more music coming on. I'm working more. I guess the stuff we put out does have a lot of now, as of late, is having a lot of Spanish and English.
Mhm.
I'm working on a new project with the Sound Mix.
Is that the project that drops this year?
Looking forward to it. I'm having trouble dropping a project because I got people wanting to come and need tracks here, need tracks there, and a lot of tracks that I've made and I still have banked up that I'm having to show these tracks and get folks on it. Um, but I think I'm right now. What I'm really concentrating on is getting music out with different artists. So I'm working on EPs. I'm getting one with the Sound Mix. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Sound Mix.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's
He,
really good. He sings everything. He
Oh
raps everything.
wow.
He's kind of
Spanish and
cumbia,
English?
everything.
yes.
Yes.
Wow.
And he has his own genre, man. That cumbia bayeton music,
Yeah.
like it is.
Oh,
It's like that stuff
okay.
that's hitting LA big.
So we're working on
Yeah.
on some stuff together right now that hopefully can be out of here in late summer or so. But we've been working daily. I was there yesterday. We are in the studio yesterday, putting in some work. Hopefully soon you guys get to enjoy this stuff coming out, and it's going to speak for us. So
I think the longer a project takes to come out, the better it is. Because I see so many people, and like obviously we're all the same industry. So entertainment, when it comes to artists or even like me as an actress, like these projects that we all work on, the longer it takes, it's like the better because
you're not rushing.
right.
Or you just don't accept for, oh, I'm only doing 8 songs and those are the first 8 you've ever made. No, so like, yeah, so like with me, right now, me and Soundmix, we may make 10 or 12 songs and maybe only pick the top 8 that we care for.
Wow.
And then, and it's hard to say that because I think almost most of the stuff jams, but the thing is not for this moment.
Right.
It's not for that moment. Some stuff is like, okay, well, not now. And then all of a sudden, I've gone back to listen to tracks that I've made, and then I've shown them to people that I may have made 5 years ago, and they're
Mhm.
like, oh my God, where's that been? And it's like, oh, okay, well, back then when I made it, it was like, all right to me. And then when I hear it again, I'm like, wait, you're right. You actually sound really good on this, and you've made this track now look, sound pretty good. And then there I go mixing around it and adding more instruments here and there, taking them in and out, and boom, we got something.
Is the goal to stay with the movement as time is, or is the goal to be ahead of the curve?
Try to be ahead of the curve.
Okay.
Try to be ahead of the curve as much as we can, because
we like to
be a
say
trendsetter.
we like to prevent news rather than report it. So if there's a way that we can, start something new that keeps people, that puts us in a gives us a platform where we're not talking about the lack of education, but we're talking about the education that the kids did get, or the things that
Right.
did happen. And so I think everybody has a positive uh that they want to bring to the world. And
Mhm.
so we're as long as we all always put our best foot forward and always keep it pure.
Right.
I think that the conglomerate should hold strong for years to come.
Yeah. And then, just to give you another brief history about me, so I did start music, but at the same time, I did go get my nursing degree. So I am a nurse by trade.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm an operating room nurse.
So we got a good cut, man.
Yeah. So that's my 9 to 5, and that's my career. I've got a career. Music is something I do because I really love. It's a passion. And again, it's a platform that I can put out for other people. So is it something that I'm looking to grind or go back and we've all been in the streets at times, but this is something that I love to be able to pay forward.
That's crazy. You have a particular heart. I find that the people around me who are like first responders, I have a lot of people around me who are doctors for some reason, and all of them have a particular type of patience. You have a particular type of heart to do what you do. And that itself just says a lot about you as a person, like minus the music. I mean, the fact that you are a nurse and you do those things is it's mind blowing. And it's really, I mean, I applaud you for that because I couldn't do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure you couldn't do that either.
I actually
We
was
Look
both
gonna
at your
do.
can't fight.
wife.
We both can't,
Yeah.
care in that way, but
His wife is a
Yeah,
nurse
yeah, yeah.
also. So
She was a COVID
yeah.
nurse. Yeah, I actually was. I was in nursing school with her. But I was
wow.
like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
This is not for me. So,
But I did volunteer some time for the COVID when COVID was really bad. I did go to the hospitals before the injections and all that. And myself had COVID. I had it pretty bad, and I did get antibody tested. And so this kind of gave me the confidence to go and help out at different hospitals, whatever was needed. I was sent to these floors, stuff I have no experience in, but I was there to lend a helping hand. And one thing I have to say, and it did hit my heart that most of these patients were probably, believe it or not, between their 30s and 50s. And hold on, I'm gonna take you to another demographic. They were Latinos, and it hurt me. It hurt me hard. Like it touched me on a different level. And
do you think it was lack of awareness or
yeah,
because what I heard from a lot of the people that over at Methodist, because I would take them food
I
and do
think it's a
different stuff.
machismo thing. I think as soon
Exactly.
as you know you're sick or something's wrong, I ain't going to no doctor to tell me
Yeah,
anything to do.
that's how we are
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, and then they go to work and they get the rest of the guys sick.
Yeah, and it
And
passes forward. Where I got it from, I don't know. I do work in the medical field, and unfortunately, my wife caught it also, and she got really sick. God bless her heart. I love you, Daisy. That's my wife. She's my heart and soul, and when she got it, it became really real. And as a parent, because I had to be at home and watch the kids, and I probably got it as bad as anyone else who should have been in the hospital, but both of us couldn't be in the hospital, so here I am grinding with the kids. But back to that story, yeah, it was really hard seeing the Latino base and a young crowd. Like most folks are like, oh, well, the elderly are getting man. It's for most of you, it's real.
Do you think it's because like we wait till we get so sick? Like right
Yeah,
now, I'm
yeah,
in
for
like
sure.
dying pain, and I never say anything. I just put a
We're
smile,
we're
put my face
raised
on
like
camera.
that.
Yeah.
We're raised, you're a punk.
you can't go to the
If
nurse
you're
because your
hurting,
dad has to take off of work to come get you. So you better have
yeah,
cancer.
or
when
you got.
You better have gotten shot in the head or
You're like,
something.
you better have cancer when we get to the doctor.
Right.
or you go in and you play football and you get hit hard. Back then, we didn't know it was a concussion. Your coach or your whoever your coach was, whether it was your dad or uncle or whatever, coaching the little league team, get your butt back in there, boy. Don't stop being that. Stop being a little.
I've had
puss.
guys does OSHA listen to your show? I hope not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna talk about
Ocean Drive
no,
Slim.
no, OSHA, the
Oh.
occupational safety.
Oh, I was like, what?
Well, no, so we had a guy that
Oh, you talking about the ones that work for the other company?
yeah, we had a guy, not our guy, across the street guy.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, so
we'll find out later.
so the guy he's walking backwards, shooting nails, building a wall because you build a wall by putting your toe board and then your top plate, and then you put the stud members in between them every 16 inches, and you got to nail them. So he's walking backwards, the hose gets caught, and he shoots himself in the foot. He yanks it out. He said, tightens his boot. And he says, I'll be able to finish the day, but tomorrow I won't be able to work because I have to cut my boot off when I get home. I said, the heck you will? You got to go to the doctor, get a tetanus shot and this and that. But he was like, well, no, the last time it happened, that's how we did. Because I mind you, I absorbed some crews from other guys that were just horrible. And the guys were like, hey, can we work
like
for
they
you
didn't know
now?
what they were doing or what?
Well, no, like there's a lot of I call them like labor pimps out there. Basically, there's a guy with papers. He goes and gets a bunch of subcontract work from like these builders or whatever, and then he just takes the money, gives them a piece of it. They do the work, and he keeps his half. And so I wanted to make my company differently,
the
where
ultimate finesse.
yeah. I mean, and I think it's horrible. So what we did differently is that we actually brought all our guys on hourly. So it's like
Oh, wow.
whether or not we finish the house in time, whether we win or lose, you're gonna make your paycheck. You can make decisions and commitments on your getting a house or a car, or whatever, based on that. But before I go off on that, back to what I was saying, the way they're raised. That's how we're raised. Like you're not allowed to call the nurse and say you're sick. You're gonna take a day off. This guy shot himself in the foot and said he wanted to finish the day, and you know, and that's
And this is a Latino.
yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's
Wow.
I think Lil G said it in a song, La Sangre es muy pura. You know,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, and he literally would say stuff like that. He's like, no, hombre, yo soy hecho, you know, and just macho, and that's also why you catch COVID, you don't say anything, you don't, you go to the mix and mingle and without a mask on because you drink Modelo, you're not worried about Corona.
Right, really.
And so
All the alcohol kills it.
Yeah.
and you saw the aftermath, So para los que
Yeah.
están escuchando, do not do that.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
COVID is
still gonna
real.
do
It's
it.
okay. It's okay.
They're still gonna
Turn
do it,
up,
but we're
turn
still
up.
gonna do it.
Chris will take care of us next week.
Oh no.
Right? Everybody get on that work leave for a few weeks.
Oh man.
But man, what a movement. What I mean, this is just so inspiring to me. And I know that this is going to be inspiring to so many other people who hop on this and watch this back. You guys have any shout outs?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh wow. Okay, so can
We
I
have a
shout out?
list.
All right, so I want to say, hey guys, thank you for giving us a platform to come out here and speak on.
No, absolutely.
There's definitely been we've had our share of ups and downs with the team itself, because you take a bunch of, I said, leaders in their own industry, and then you put them together. Everybody's got to put their ego aside for the greater good. And so we've all had to deal with that, myself big time, because my ego is bigger than this room. Like I believe in myself so much that I always think that my way is the right way. But I've come to learn that sometimes just uh, you know, listening, and there's a better way. There's a not as chaotic way to do things. And so for that, I just want to shout out Gabe Bernal, man. He's been of sound mind, and always and Salmex. I mean, those two guys have, we probably started doing the podcast because of them. And
At Jimmy's
Man, I gotta
World.
meet these guys.
come to
Yeah.
the show. We need you on the
Okay, I'll
show.
come.
Yeah, we'll
But
work
I will
something.
definitely schedule that out.
So June 12th, El
Okay.
Tigre Promotions, Alfonso Lopez is having a fighting back in Texas. So if anyone saw 73,000 people went to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium for a fight, well, we can only fit 4,000 here. So buy your tickets quick. We'll post the link below. But we have 15 bouts of professional boxing, and
I'm gonna be in there live on my Instagram. For
yeah, she's
everybody.
actually. We're trying to get her to come out and initiate the fight. So Jimmy's World's gonna be having a table there ringside. So if you'll grace us with your presence, we'd love to have you.
Man, if you're telling me that I can say whatever I want, man.
You can say whatever you want. You just can't say 2 words, and I'll tell you after
Okay,
the show
okay.
what 2 those are. Cancer culture is real.
Oh man, yeah, no. I don't pay attention to it, but yeah, so you have any shout outs?
Yeah, big shout out first again for first and foremost my wife. Thank you very much. Gabe Bernal, we wouldn't be here without you, brother. You know that. Tell you many times. Um, Big shout out to iBuild, which is iBuild Texas, which is Jimmy's company here. He's taking care of us quite well. Um, Big shout out to the artists, the Sal Mix, Big Chew, Marky Malice, Rizzle OD, Big Said Texas Titan, Sig Sawyer, Killavelli, Low G. Thank you guys, man, for being there. Bo Bundy, Isaiah De Leon. I'd like to thank you guys for helping us continue the movement. Um, you can follow me at Produced by Joe Chris on Instagram and Premier Bullies Joe Chris on Facebook. Uh, that's pretty much it. If I forgot you, and those of you who support me now before the world notices, thank you very much. And trust me, the movement's going to move with or without you. So get on the bandwagon, help us out, keep us going forward. Another big thing, May 30th, we are having a Movida Texas Hard Hitters is having
It's a pro event, so we're gonna have everybody that's gonna be on the card. If you know, when you go to a boxing match, you usually want to get a signed gloves, a signed shirt. You want to meet the fighter, but he's in the zone. He's at a fight.
Right.
So May 30th, before the fights actually happen, we're gonna have every fighter that's on the card is coming to our gym. They're gonna do a pro workout, and they're gonna have a sparring event for some amateurs. So we're gonna have Houston barbecue there. We're gonna also be selling some drinks and some swag. And we're gonna have I believe that we're gonna there's like 2 other podcasts that are coming, just because we're gonna have just different.
live stuff going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And come and meet the Movida family, man. Don't be afraid to
Yeah.
say hi. We're not
Come
Take
we're
sign
not
up.
pictures
ass-
with them.
we're not assholes.
Get their autographs.
Yeah, we got some great fighters out there. We have some female fighters that are gonna be that they're
Wow.
gonna be up there. So if you're a young lady that wants to, that you've been told boxing's for boys, they're dead wrong. Some of the best boxers are women.
Yeah. Follow Gabe, Movida Fighting on
It's
Instagram
Movida.fighting on IG.
to be able to follow and know when that event's going to happen. And you can Google Texas
It's
Hard
free.
Hitters boxing, and you'll find the location. So, man, we love to have you guys come out, support the movement, and continue to move with us, because this is all a good cause, and we love what we do, man. I hope you can feel the passion, but we love what we do.
Man, thank you so much for coming out, you guys. I'm excited to see where this movement goes, where the music goes, where everybody goes, because this is obviously our people, but obviously bringing other races and other cultures along with us.
When you
because
said
we're not
racist, I thought
alone.
you said racist. So I gotta
Ah.
I gotta put one thing out there. I got a big shout out to that lady. You know who you are. You said, "What will the son of boy back ever accomplish?" And I'm still doing it today.
Alrighty,
That's
thank
for
you.
you, ma'am.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. This is Rap Geeks, and see y'all next time.
Peace.
Why can't our shows be this smooth? Ours are like